And welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. As we head into December, Nebraska volleyball has its roadmap through the NCAA tournament following last night's selection show. The Huskers were selected as the number 10 national seed and will play host to the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament this Friday and Saturday at the Devaney Center. On Friday, Florida State and Kansas State will open round one at 4:30 p.m. at the Devaney. The Huskers will take on Campbell at 7. The winners of each match will meet on Saturday at the Devaney Center with first serve set for 7 p.m. In women's hoops, the Huskers won the Dana on Mission Bay Holiday Tournament in San Diego this weekend, improving their record to a flawless 7-0 on the season. Lincoln native Alexis Markowski was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week after the forward averaged 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 15 minutes per game in 2 Nebraska wins. Sophomore guard Jazz Shelley was named to the Big Ten's weekly honor roll for the second consecutive week after she averaged 22.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals per game in the Huskers tournament victory. Shelley was lethal from beyond the arc, draining 11 of 15 three-pointers attempted. Nebraska men's hoops extended their winning streak to 4 following victories over Tennessee State and South Dakota this past weekend. For the second time in the past 3 weeks, freshman Bryce McGowans earned the Big Ten Freshman of the Week award with an average of 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Lexi Rodriguez capped off an excellent weekend for Nebraska's first-year players by being named Big Ten Freshman of the Week for the 4th time this season, the most ever by any Huskers freshman in a single season. Rodriguez averaged 5.13 digs and 1.13 assists per set across matchups with number 5 Wisconsin and number 6 Purdue. In Big Ten men's basketball tonight, Iowa and Virginia open the Big Ten ACC Challenge as that game is just underway at John Paul Jones Arena. Notre Dame and Illinois will follow at State Farm Arena at 8 p.m. Central. In pro sports tonight, the MLB is in the midst of a free agent frenzy. A lot of signings ahead of a potential lockout at the end of this month. Some blockbuster signings so far today. 3-time Cy Young winner Max Scherzer will join the Mets for 3 years and $130 million. AL Cy Young Robbie Ray signed a 5-year, $115 million deal with the Mariners, and Corey Seager inked a mega deal with the Rangers, good for $325 million over 10 years. Finally, the NFL wraps up Week 12 tonight with a Monday Night Football matchup with the Seahawks in the nation's capital to take on the Washington football team. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Vermeer in the backfield on second short. Fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, back to throw. Adrian takes a shot downfield, has a man open. It's Vermeer, makes a catch. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Huskers burn that Wolverine defense for a second time in the third quarter.
Now Penn State back right. Johnny Parker stuffed.
A huge block. Nebraska, big block. Couldn't have been better timed. Huskers lead. It's 2019, Sep 2.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to another week of Sports On. I hope you had a nice holiday weekend. And, man, the weather's been fantastic to get out and do some shopping, hang those Christmas lights, and get ready for the next big holiday, which will be just right around the corner. Whoa, yeah, it was a ton to get to. So much happened since we last chatted on Thursday. We have an hour to do that before we bring in Fred Hoiberg for our men's basketball show at the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of this one, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. Let's start with sadly, the end of the football season for the Big Red. And Senior Day on Friday with Iowa, 19 seniors honored before the start of the game. Nice ovation for Adrian Martinez. I was really anxious to hear the ovation. He had his arm in a sling, had his letter jacket on as he was there for the game. But 19 seniors recognized. And then, Jessica, we watched this football team play really well for 3 quarters. I thought Logan did a nice job in his first start. He made mistakes late. That's kind of when it got away from Nebraska. And the old thing that bothered this team all season long, the inability to close out a game and win one, and the Hawkeyes win their 7th straight in this series.
I mean, they look fantastic in the first half, and I was really impressed with Logan Smothers, and the moment didn't seem too big for him, which we had said all along. He was devastated, heartbroken. We were down there by the locker room afterwards, and I think it's pretty telling. So many people in that locker room, coaches, staff, but I can't even count how many players were walking up to him. Keep your head up, great game. They were so proud of him, and all the players that I talked to post game were just unbelievably complimentary of Logan Smothers, how he approached the week and then how he was confident out there. They had all the confidence in the world in him. And so, I think for everyone that questioned how he was going to handle the moment, I think he did a really solid job being thrown into that. And he credited Adrian a lot for helping him grow throughout this whole year as well. But yeah, those seniors, it was emotional watching them walk out onto the field because, again, not the outcome of the season that they came back to do, but gosh, they poured their heart and soul out on that field every single week when they could have, packed up the 10 a long time ago. And the emotion, we were paying close attention to them walking back into the tunnel for the final time before they came back out for senior day. And just, you could tell a lot of them, guys like Austin Allen, Ben Stilley, kind of taking their time, taking it in a little bit. And you could see the emotion on them, on their faces when they walked back out and hugged the coaches. Coach Frost, the defensive coaches were down there. And then, of course, leaving the field. It's a special group, and they got a lot of credit for why this team continued to fight throughout the entire season. The culture is in place. It's a big reason why I think Coach Frost got Trev Alberts brought him back because, they are so close, and that senior class is a huge part of that.
They are. Ben Stilley, I think, was out on the field after the game for probably 30 minutes, taking pictures, seeing his family, hugging people. The last time you take that uniform off, that's it. That's the end of it. I don't know that he plays professional football. Probably not. But, it's one of those moments athletes know when their days are over, and I think Ben Stilley realized that. I thought this team played pretty well. I think the block punt flipped the game. Huskers were kind of in control of that until that happened early in the fourth quarter. That flipped the momentum to Iowa, and Iowa knows what to do. When they get a crack, they take it. That's why they win, and that's why Nebraska was unable to finish this today, like they did most of the games throughout the year. But doggone, the effort was there. I thought the game plan that Scott Frost and the coaches put together was really good. They attacked that defense really well. Logan used his legs to move the football. They had 3 impressive drives. The first drive was 12 plays, 75 yards, and they go 13 plays, 75 yards. They go 9 plays, 94 yards. Those are their 3 touchdown drives. That's against a top 15 defense. To do that with a first-year starting quarterback, that was impressive to see.
Boy, Logan was fast.
He is fast.
You saw his speed on a couple of those runs. I mean, that again, that's so tough to defend, and I think they utilized that well, and then which opened up some pass plays. Again, teams have to respect that, and so then, he found some open receivers. Samori Toure right there, he was right close to 1,000 yards again. I wish he could have gotten there. Opened some things up. I thought, again, we bragged a lot about the game plan against Wisconsin. I thought it was another really great game plan, especially there in that first half. The offense was really clicking on all cylinders.
On Big Red Reaction, Jay Foreman was pretty tough on the defense, and he says, hey, I'm a former defensive guy. I'm going to be tough on them. He goes, they just weren't good enough. And I go, well, Jay, they only gave up 1 touchdown. I mean, the other touchdown was the block punt. That wasn't on the defense. They held them to field goals the rest of the game. I thought there was some real positives, and that group beat up. No Damien Daniels, no JoJo, no Deontay Williams. Those are 3 of the better players on that side of the ball.
Yeah, you had a lot of experience that was missing out there. And, I mean, Isaac Gifford, another guy that I think showed some flashes of some really great potential. And Nick Henrik after the game, I was talking to him, and he said how much JoJo has really taken Isaac under his wing. And so I think you saw Isaac make some of those big plays that we saw some of JoJo making some flashes of that. So, Jeremiah talked a lot about that in our pregame and then throughout the week about this is an opportunity for some young guys to get a taste of college football because it is so different redshirting and not seeing the field at all and then getting into your first game action a year later, but to get a taste of it. And I thought some younger players really took advantage of some of their opportunities.
I did too. I think there's some bright spots for those guys getting key snaps late in the year that will carry over to spring ball and obviously to 2022. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Callers lined up. Let's take some before we hit to our first break. 402-413-2400. Let's start with Doc Rock up in Omaha. Doc, you're going to lead us off tonight. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, guys. Go Big Red. And, we didn't get the win, but they fought for the state, for the program, for the coach, just as they always do. And it's really disappointing to hear some of the other folks on air. I won't mention any names or stations, but they say, man, the players really play for the coach, and but they do they believe in what they're doing? And I don't know if they're just filling up space with those empty words. Of course, the players believe. If they didn't believe, they wouldn't fight for the coach. They wouldn't fight for the system. That's why they're here. So as far as the game, obviously disappointing. I thought Logan did pretty good. I think he was 7 for 7, maybe, until his first incompletion. Yeah, so heck of a nice start. There's a lot of facets that go into to football and winning football. It's uncanny the stats that folks can bring up that talk about the losses, and the point differential is basically 0 at the end of this season, and actually outscoring our opponents, I think, by a point. There's just these off the wall, uncanny. So you're never going to see in college football the results for a 3-9 team that you saw with Nebraska. There's a list of just these uncanny stats, and so I'm anxious for next season. Obviously, it snowballed on us with the block kick. I think having Daniels out, I didn't see us really get pushed around this year. This game, you saw that we started to get pushed around just a little bit. I think it would have been different had Daniels been in the game, but they still fought to the very end, and they never gave up. So onward and upward. I think this next season we're going to see a big-time swing in the results. I feel it. I mean, it almost has to because of odds and percentages, right? But I know you still got to earn it. And anyway, thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Doc, appreciate it. Damien Daniels, to me, Jessica, is one of the key things I'm waiting to hear. Is he going to come back? He was so good at that nose guard position all year long. And Iowa center is great. He's probably going to win the Remington for the best center in the country. We did miss Damien Daniels on Friday. There's no doubt.
Did he didn't announce yet,
He is
right?
not.
Okay.
DeAndre Thomas is gone. He's not coming back.
So, I think he's, there's a few guys that are still kind of trying to figure that out. Cam Jurgens would be a key piece that's maybe weighing his options. Travis Vokalek, another guy. Someone had said that, he's not going through senior day, so thought that he was coming back, but after the game he confirmed that he's still kind of going through his decision as well. So there's still a number of guys that could be really big key pieces to this puzzle moving forward. They're kind of waiting, but yeah, Damien Daniels, absolutely, man. He was so big all year long.
And a captain.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a leader.
Big time leader.
For that team. Let's go to Ashland next, and Joe. Good evening, Joe. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
Thank you for having me. I hope you both had a good Thanksgiving. I just had a couple of quick thoughts, and it's a bit of a hot take, but also a hypothetical in terms of Nebraska's offensive coordinator search. So a bit of an under-the-radar move the other day. David Cutcliffe was fired at Duke after 14 years, and he has a relationship with the Manning family. So my kind of over-analytical brain got to thinking, and I thought, what if Nebraska brings in David Cutcliffe? They're looking for someone proven who can call plays and share and marry that relationship with Scott Frost, but also because he's proven that he can call plays and run systems at a lot of different places in the past. Coupling that with his relationship with the Manning family, that could get Nebraska in with Arch Manning the next recruiting cycle, bringing in a quarterback of the future and a foundational piece there. Just thought I'd get your thoughts on that hypothetical and kind of a hot take sort of scenario. But anyway, it'd be exciting if that were to happen, especially given that he's not considering Nebraska at this point. But as we've seen, you get a guy out and, they see the facilities in Nebraska for themselves, and you never know what could happen. So in any event, just thought I'd get your thoughts on that scenario.
All right, Joe, appreciate it. Thanks. I had not heard David Cutcliffe's name come up here. You're right. He goes a long way back with Peyton Manning from his days at Tennessee. I don't know what Coach Cutcliffe's wanting for his future, but I've not heard his name associated with Nebraska.
Yeah, I think a lot of people throwing out a lot of names. I think a lot of people want to help with that search. If Scott Frost is looking for any a committee, I think a lot of people would throw their name on that hat. But yeah, I mean, I think people are excited because there are so many good pieces that are coming back to this, and depending on what happens with the quarterback situation, whether it's Adrian coming back or the portal, whatever that might be. I mean, there's some really talented young wide receivers. There's some good running backs coming back, a young offensive line. There's a lot of good pieces for an offensive coordinator to work with and kind of put that all together. So I think it's just exciting for people to talk about, and hopefully we'll hear soon, and those dominoes will start to fall.
I got to imagine it's going to be sometime this week that comes in here. Let's go to North Platte next. And Jim, good evening, Jim. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
Yes, good evening to you both. I have a question. Did one of the announcers after the ball game said that first INT that Iowa picked off, our receiver kind of let up? That's the reason that ball was picked up. Thank you very much, and you both have a good day.
All right, Jim,
Thank
appreciate
you, Jim.
it. You know, I talked to Coach Frost on the TV show. We talked about Logan's interception there late in the game, and he said Logan threw it to the wrong spot. So he said that blame lay with Logan. He says Logan knew it the minute he let it go, and you could see how devastated Logan was. There's something going around seen on social media with his head down, and a teammate came and pulled his chin up and said, "Don't hang your head. You played your first game. You played pretty well." They
were all doing that. I mean, they did that on the sideline, but then that's what I mean, I was really impressed by how well liked. I mean, you know, it's just not, you don't see that all the time because he hasn't been the starter, but to see how this team and the coaching staff and literally everybody reacted. I mean, you can tell he is very well liked, very well respected in that locker room. And, you know, they don't want him to put the blame on himself because it wasn't all on him. Again, you know, as many times as we said it about Adrian, you know, he did throw the interception late in the game when they were trying to drive down the field and win that ball game, but it wasn't all on him. And you know, that team's the first to say, hey, keep your head up. And they were confident with him being, you know, the signal caller back there. They were very, very confident going into that game behind Logan Smothers.
Jessica, there was a debate going on Saturday that Adrian wasn't helping out Logan during the game and that Adrian was staying clear of him on the bench area. I can't watch stuff like that. I find that hard to believe.
I didn't see that. I saw a couple of videos that came out that showed Adrian kind of involved and
I can't imagine Adrian not trying to help out.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be. And I know for a fact I asked Logan when I interviewed him, which again, kudos to him for he was right out of the locker room when they asked him to do media. It took Coach Frost a little while to get down there. He hung out, he waited, he talked to me. And, you know, again, I thought he handled himself so well for the first time being in that situation and was really, really impressed with him. And, you know, I asked him about Adrian, and he could not have been more glowing about the leader that Adrian has been to him, how he's helped him along. And I think probably that entire quarterback room will say the same thing. I think probably for Adrian, he helped probably throughout the week. I mean, he just had surgery. He probably was on pain meds for crying out loud, you know, but he probably helped him when he could, but I didn't see him just completely like staying away. And
I saw JoJo down there pumping up teammates too.
Yeah, he was invested the whole time. I think he was the same way at Wisconsin, and I've seen him in this building going to meetings and stuff. I mean, boy, he really, I think that's a guy that if there was any other way that he could have waited to put off that surgery, he would have to be able to finish out the season. But when you start talking about pro day and workouts with NFL teams, he just had no choice. But no, that guy's invested. All of that senior class, they were invested.
I think he'd like to get back for that Senior Bowl.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that too. Yeah, all of that.
To be ready for that. Our Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family Shop. Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Phone lines are open for you. Text line as well, 402-413-2400. More of the show coming up.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sapp Brothers. For 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska. Providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hey, Nebraska fans, Jimmy John's in Omaha is currently looking for people to join their team with sandwich maker positions starting at $12 to $15 an hour, management positions with competitive pay and benefits, and delivery drivers earning up to $30 an hour with mileage and tips. Visit dkpmcorp.com and apply now. That's dkpmcorp.com. Come join the Jimmy John's team today. You can also visit any of the local independently owned and operated Jimmy John's franchises to learn more.
Whew. Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
We're back inside of our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer. 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. 402-413-2400, the number to call us up with a comment or question, or fire off a text on our text line. Got a question on the block punt. It appears the blocking pattern was for a right-footed rugby punt rather than the left-footed traditional punter. Did we have the correct punter on the field? I do not know the answer to that. I will ask some. I see some of the staff this week. I will ask that. I've heard that and seen that going around from a lot of people that are out there. Also, once a player enters the transfer portal and he is not chosen, can he stay with his original school? The answer to that is yes. That is from Sean in Wilcox. Let's go to Litchfield. James, you're up next here on Sports Honda. Good evening.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to shout out, man, I got to say that I enjoyed watching the Huskers this year. No matter we lost, how exciting was that to know that the other team were biting their nails, knowing that they could have lost every game that we played. I got to say a big shout-out to our players, because I definitely enjoyed watching it, even though we lost. It was a great team to watch. So
appreciate it. Thanks, James.
Yeah, I agree, and I think they won a lot of people over across the country, as much as, again, we talked about the stats, how crazy they are, how, they're ranked in the top 20 in offense and defense and all those, crazy numbers, and how they one-score losses and all of that. But I just think, again, the way that they fought, the way they took some of these teams to the brink, and it was fun. There were some exciting games that caught people's attention across the country. I use my brother for an example. I mean, for Christmas he asked me for a Huskers hoodie, because he is all on this bandwagon. He loved the way that they fought. He loves the black shirts, about just, again, the way that they were fought tooth and nail, even when the offense, you could. Because, again, I think in the Big 12, you can sometimes see defenses when their offense does something wrong, they kind of give up a little bit. And, oh, well, give another score, we'll just score again. But, the way that even when things weren't always going our way offensively, the way the defense came out and fought, and I think they won a lot of people over. And I think everybody in the country can see how close this team was.
Jessica,
and is.
I had this discussion today with somebody who said, would you rather be Nebraska right now or Maryland? Maryland's going to a bowl game, right? They're 6-6. But in Maryland's 6 losses, they lost to Iowa by 37. They lost to Ohio State by 49. They lost to Minnesota by 18. They lost to Penn State by 17. They lost to Michigan State by 19. And they lost to Michigan by 39. So their 6 losses, they weren't close. But they found ways to win 6 games over Indiana, Kent State, Illinois, Howard, West Virginia, and Rutgers, and they're in a bowl game. So which season would you take? A season where you got bombed 6 times, or Nebraska where you were in every single game?
I would much rather have Nebraska. And even if you switch one of those opponents, Rutgers or Indiana, on this team, and you get one more win and confidence going into another one, I think if this Nebraska team had 5 wins, they'd be going to a bowl game.
I think you're right.
I think they were, again, they had such a tough schedule, toughest in college football, and were just, again, so close. And I think I would much rather watch a fight, and as heart-wrenching as it is, But to see them put up fights and to see, you know, these top teams in the country that are, you know, talking about going to the college football playoff, and Nebraska had them on the brink, and, you know, I would much rather have them, because that shows you where they are right there, talent-wise, competitive-wise, culture-wise, all of that. They're right there with the top programs that are being talked about going to the college football playoff, whereas Maryland's not in that conversation, not even close.
And yet, they're in a bowl game.
Yeah,
and they're going to get 20 more practices or whatever it is between now and a bowl game.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question and dynamic, but it's something for people to think about. Let's go to West Point. Husker Dan. Good evening, Husker Dan. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Jim and Jessica?
Good.
Good. Hey, Jim, I've got a question for you, and then
Greg.
Jessica can
You got
goodness,
Greg here tonight, Dan. I don't know what Jim you're talking about.
Well, Jim's called
Rose,
in today.
I got you mixed up. You're both awesome. So
Jim was
mixed up.
Jim was my predecessor. You're right. You're right.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, Greg, I have a question for you, and then Jessica, I want you to comment on my comment with women basketball. But my question, Greg, is okay. With the job search out there for offensive coordinator, even some of these assistants, Mickey Joseph's name was brought out, and I kind of did some research on that, and that is true. So my question to you is, I know he was a quarterback, but did he actually play slot for us at Nebraska?
That's a good question. That's before my time. I'd have to research that a little bit. I just remember him as a quarterback, but I think, and Coach Osborne would move those guys around a little bit because it was such an option-based offense that those quarterbacks could do multiple things.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, I hope that's, he's LSU's wide receiver coach, and I tell you what, wow, that'd be a good slot to get for us. But anyway, if we can pursue him. And then my comment, Jessica, on the women's basketball, I just think those girls are just playing outstanding, and I just want to congratulate them for that tournament win. And then, we've got some tickets to go down there and watch them, and I'm so excited to get down there and watch them girls. I think they're going to have an awesome season.
I agree, and that's awesome. I know that they would love the support, and they, for women's basketball a lot across the country, even, the crowds I think they're going to continue to grow with this team because they're going to keep winning, and the interest, we've seen it continues to grow with every win. They're 7-0, and they're playing a bunch of different matchups, so they're getting kind of a different look every time they're out on the court, and, finding ways to win. They got a bunch of scores, and they really like playing together, and I think the dynamic between Sam Hybe and Jazz Shelley is absolutely fantastic. They play really well together, and whoever needs to kind of be the leader. But yeah, they're fun, and they got some young freshmen, and that's what's crazy is it's a young team too. They potentially could have everybody coming back as well. So I think they would love to have the support, and they deserve it, and they're going to win a lot of games, and they're gonna be competing, I think, at the top of the Big Ten Conference, no doubt about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you both, and have a good evening.
You too.
Dan, appreciate the phone call. Yeah, I've said for months, I think that's an NCAA tournament team that Coach Williams has put together. They're at Wake Forest for the next game, that part of the Big Ten ACC Challenge on Wednesday night. Jim in Grand Island doesn't like our take on Maryland. He says, don't know what you two are drinking, but I'd rather be Maryland. Are we trying to dumb down the fan base? I'm not trying to dumb down anything. I'm just like saying, would you take 6 blowout losses and 6 wins that you squeak by? Or would you rather have a team that's competitive week in and week out with the best teams in the country? That's all I'm asking.
And 6 wins against opponents that were, not as good as some of the opponents that Nebraska. If you swap in 3 and 3 out, 3 of those opponents in that Maryland played to get wins over with 3 of the losses that Nebraska had, you're probably looking at a different outcome. But I think you have to look at the way that this team played games week in and week out and see that the talent is there, the competitiveness is there, the culture is there, whereas I don't know if Maryland ever gets to the point where they're competing like that against Ohio State, and they're probably going to keep getting blown out by Ohio State every year, whereas again, Nebraska had a chance to win against Ohio State, had a chance to win against Michigan, and Maryland will not ever probably get there.
I would take what I just witnessed for the last 3 months over a team that got walloped 6 times during the year. Hey, Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Let's go to David City. Arlo, you're up next here on Sports Night. Good evening.
Yeah. Hello. I'm glad to hear you talk about the teams with 6 wins that are going to bowl games. I think that bowl eligibility needs to be revisited. I think power rankings maybe should play a factor, and I think fan support should play a factor also. I think bowl season should be about competition, not about win-loss so much. I'm not sure where the split would be, but I think we should have more competing bowl games and just win-loss, 6-win teams. I heard you make the comment earlier, and I thought, I'm going to jump on top because I've been thinking about that for a long time.
No, that's a fair point. I think some people can schedule themselves into getting 6 wins by making sure they have proper matchups to it. I do think you have to have some kind of reward, though, for somebody that has a successful year. 3-9 is not successful enough to go to a bowl game. It's not. Nobody in this program wants to go to a bowl at 3-9.
Yeah, and the bowl practices are really important for a team and their future, absolutely. But I do believe, I thought when they were, in Wisconsin, I was like, they are going to go to a bowl game. They are going to win this game, then they're going to win Iowa, and this team is still going to get to a bowl game. Because I think there's no doubt in my mind, you just watch this team all season long and how they competed, and then you throw in the fan base and how well they'll travel. I thought for sure if they get to 5, not even 6, not even 500, if they got to 5, that they would no doubt get into a bowl game. But I think there's a lot of people across the country. I saw a thread talking about, matchup Nebraska with Georgia, they'd only lose by 1 score, like
guaranteed.
Which, a lot of teams are saying whoever the 4th team is going to go get smashed by Georgia. But if you put in Nebraska, they'd only lose by a score. So maybe that would be more competitive. But I think a lot of teams would like to see how this team would fight, especially against a team that. They just kept playing ranked opponents, but more than likely they'd probably play a team that would be inferior to them talent-wise, you would think, in one of those bowl games.
Doug in Norfolk says, if Nebraska had been blown out 6 times, I doubt Scott Frost would have his job. He's exactly right.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Exactly right.
Yeah, the fact that they're week in and week out from the start, and again, it makes you just really that Illinois loss is just so tough looking back at it. But the Oklahoma, that was the first kind of glimpse of like, okay, this team, they can compete, and they fought with Oklahoma, and then it was just week in and week out playing the ranked opponents and right there with them, and but. I think you could see just there were a couple pieces away from, being right there and having a winning record and being in a bowl game. So, yeah, I think it's tough to walk away from when the losses are so close and you can see it visibly how close that this team was week in and week out.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations. And now get a $10 gift card for free with a $50 gift card purchase at Valentino's. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. More of the show coming up.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up in back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 Holiday Prize Lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit Deto Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at detosubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.99 each. Order yours at valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/priority care.
Inspired by the legendary coach Tom Osborne, Nebraska Athletics is proud to introduce the 255 collection. With the mission to connect style with Nebraska pride, 255 was designed with the fan in mind. With high quality at the forefront, 255 can be worn anywhere, from sporting events and business meetings to backyard get-togethers. No matter the occasion, 255 is about feeling confident, looking good, and celebrating the remarkable coaching career of Tom Osborne. Shop now at Huskers.com or participating retailers. For more information, visit Huskers.com/255.
Find your sanctuary in a new Lincoln SUV from Woodhouse Lincoln during the Lincoln Wishlist sales event. From the top safety-rated Corsair to the luxurious Lincoln Navigator, Woodhouse Lincoln can fulfill your wish this season. Get 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment on qualifying vehicles. Shop our inventory in-store or online at WoodhouseLincoln.com. WAC TTL Extra. Offer valid on qualifying vehicles. Offer expires 1/2/2022. See dealer for details.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know it thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, call J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. With game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots. And we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
Time to see what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Husker basketball, both the men and women in action on Wednesday, part of the Big Ten ACC Challenge. The women will tip off at 6 o'clock against Wake Forest in Winston-Salem. The men will play the Wolfpack of North Carolina State at 6:15. That'll be in Raleigh. So both headed back to North Carolina. Best of luck to both the Husker men and women. Husker volleyball will take part in round one of the NCAA tournament Friday night at the Devaney Center. They're taking on the Camels of Campbell, 7 o'clock. Part of that pod is also K-State and Florida State. Winners will match up on Saturday night. On our text line, John in Omaha, this is going to be the longest 9 months of my life. I cannot wait to see what develops for next year's team. You guys are going to have a blast with all the developments coming up over the next few months. Go Big Red, John in Omaha. I agree. Let's go to Sioux City. Scott, you're up next here on Sports Island. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. How are you two doing tonight?
Good, Scott. Thanks.
Beautiful day up here. We got up to like 63.
Love it.
Yep. End of November.
It's golfing weather.
It was a tough pill to swallow with the game directionally going the way it did with the end. But I got to say, Smothers played a good game along with everybody else on that Husker team. And on that have-to drive, the last drive, those two sideline passes that he threw were spot on. And the officials didn't help us at all by taking an 8 to 10 minute break to review the two of them. But and that last pass, that was a brain fart. That was a never mind. But and I have one more comment. I watched Michigan and Ohio State play, and I ain't even going to use names, but if you watch the posture of the two coaches during the game, it's not hard to tell which one that you'd like, kids to follow. But the Michigan coach today had a comment about the Ohio State coach stating that he got to third base without hitting a triple. So it speaks of his character. I'm not a big fan. But when it comes to Husker sports, all the sports that we have, A to Z, there's no way I'd take anybody else's. Thanks a lot, you guys.
All right, Scott, appreciate it. Yeah, that was kind of a biting comment Jim Harbaugh had, and I totally disagree with him. Ryan Day grew up in a tough family. His dad took his own life. Jim Harbaugh grew up in a football family. His dad was a college football coach. So which one had a head start in the whole business?
Yeah. He's good for. I feel like he was right there due to make some controversial comment, right? I mean, he kind of does that every single year.
Carlo, one of our favorite texters, said, "Good evening. I would take Nebraska over Maryland, obviously because we had closer end scores and we played them all better, but mainly because I think the truth be told, Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day, Kirk Ferentz all saw how much better Nebraska is, and they were happy to get off the field with a win."
I'm just saying, so here's the argument. I understand going to a bowl game, that brings in more money, it gets you more practices. Absolutely, you want to go to a bowl game. But if you're talking, do I want Maryland's situation where you are probably going to continue to just maybe win and squeak by 6 wins or be closer to an 8, 9, 10 win season? To me, I feel like Nebraska's in a better situation where they are at 3 and 9, unfortunately not going to a bowl game, than a 6 and 6 program that's probably about as good as they're going to be.
I'm with you. Need to get a break in. Greg and Grand Island, Randy and Scottsbluff, hang on. We'll try to get you on before the end of the hour. Come on back.
Stay up to date with the most current and latest news by following the Huskers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and more. These social media homes provide the fastest daily updates on everything surrounding Nebraska athletics, including game times, results, ticket promotions, prize giveaways, and more. Log on to also follow several sport-specific pages and Husker head coaches. Join today and interact with thousands of Husker fans around the world. Visit huskers.com/social media to see all of our accounts.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that And the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey, Nebraska fans, Jimmy John's in Omaha is currently looking for people to join their team with sandwich maker positions starting at $12 to $15 an hour, management positions with competitive pay and benefits, and delivery drivers earning up to $30 an hour with mileage and tips. Visit dkpmcorp.com and apply now. That's dkpmcorp.com. Come join the Jimmy John's team today. You can also visit any of the local independently owned and operated Jimmy John's franchises to learn more.
It's game on at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
We're back inside of our Acres Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer, 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you for a couple of more minutes. Our men's basketball show with head coach Fred Hoiberg coming up at the top of the hour. Let's head out to Scotts Bluff and Randy. Good evening, Randy.
Hi. How you guys doing?
Good.
I just got one question. A lot of the high-profile teams have got true freshmen playing important roles on their team. I just don't understand how they're, the quarterback at Oklahoma, the quarterback at Ohio State. How come our freshmen come in and then they got to wait 2 or 3 years to get on the field? Marvin Scott, Sevian Morrison. I just don't know if we're too detailed in our coaching that they can't get on, or we just don't let their talents take over.
Well, I would kind of beg to differ. Gabe Irvin was the starting running back for this team. He was a true freshman. You had Teddy Prohaska until he got hurt, was starting at left tackle, which is maybe one of the biggest positions on the field. Logan Smothers, freshman, was the quarterback for this game. He was behind a fourth-year starter in Adrian.
Ty Robinson played last year as a freshman, and look at the offensive line. I mean, Turner's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah. Ben Hart was a redshirt freshman. So, I don't know, Randy, that's quite there. I mean, I get it that C.J. Stroud took over the job at Ohio State, but he's a redshirt freshman just like Logan. So, I don't know. I think Nebraska's got a lot of freshmen playing some pretty big roles.
And they had a lot of really, talented seniors that had played a lot of ball, too, that, maybe kept some of those guys off the field. I mean, look at the safeties, JoJo, and then we saw Isaac Gifford come in and play really well behind him. So there's just some guys that you knew that you could rely on week in and week out that those young freshmen are learning behind and probably will be better for it to sit behind those guys.
People want your take on Oklahoma. That's going to have to be saved for another night. We're out of time already. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Quick hour. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of this one. We'll talk some basketball. The head coach in studio. Huskers getting ready for the Big Ten ACC Challenge. We'll get to talk some hoops next hour. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Come visit us at Woodhouse Hyundai during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and shop the 2021 Hyundai Tucson. Equipped with an impressive balance of style, smarts, and award-winning safety. Plus, benefit from Hyundai Owner Assurance with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, making your choice easy. Shop our selection in person or online at woodhousehyundai.com.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 Holiday Prize Lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
This is the Nebraska Men's Basketball Radio Show with head coach Fred Hoiberg. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Playing a guard spot, and he gives it up to Breidenbach, who gives it back to Andre. This will be a thunder dunk. Reverse jam. Holy smokes. He pounded that puppy. Left elbow with the ball. Walker hands it off to Tominaga, returns it, and a dunk by Walker off the pass from Tominaga. Casey's doing everything.
Oh, I love it.
Cross the timeline, scoops the pass off to Tominaga, steps into a three. Bang! Around the rim and drops through for Tominaga once again. Alonzo starts inside, drives to the hoop, takes a hit, and he got it down. Got thinking right at English on it, and it dropped for him. Do you see Tominaga out on the floor?
He's loving it.
He was helping him with his body language, trying to get that thing to fall, and it did.
Here is your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
You ready to talk some basketball? We got the head coach in with us tonight for the next hour. If you want to be a part of it, 402-413-2400. Huskers have won their last four, and you even said after the game Saturday, you can actually see good progress with this group.
Yeah, I like what I've seen the last couple games. I thought South Dakota game start to finish was our best performance of the season. And, you know, we had a couple days of practice after a really kind of crazy week with one-day preps on 3 straight games, 3 games in 5 nights. So to have that opportunity to get back on the practice court, work some things out. You know, one little tough stretch there in the first half, but I thought our guys really stuck with it. Our bench was phenomenal. It was great to see Casey get going the way he has. Derek Walker has just been Mr. Steady for us, and you know, he's been a rock like he has the last year and a half since he's been eligible. So been pleased. Still have some things we got to correct right now, Greg. But overall, you know, I'm happy where we are now compared to where we were at the beginning of the season.
I know you've struggled from behind the line, but you've been pretty adamant that that's going to come for this group.
I think so. CJ's the one guy that's shot it consistently well, over 40%. Like I said, it was great to see Casey get it going. I thought our guys really made a conscious effort to find him, whether it was in transition or within the half-court offense. Executed some really good ATOs to get him shots as well. So, yeah, it was a matter of time, especially for Casey, as well as he shoots the ball. And, you know, sometimes that's all it takes for a great shooter to see that ball go through the hoop. Gain some confidence, and hopefully he's off and running now.
Sometimes you can even develop that getting to the free throw line. Sometimes you can get that stroke or that confidence seeing it go through the basket that may then extend on out.
Well, you know, you're talking to a guy that's been through plenty of shooting slumps over the course of his life. And, you know, one thing I always found that was consistent when I was struggling was you try to aim the ball into the basket. Human nature, you try to get as close to the rim as possible. So I actually got with Casey the day before and just went out there and did a little shooting session with him, which I really haven't done much of that just because of how well he shoots it. I didn't want to get into his head, but, you know, just saw a couple things that I thought could help him with that. And then, you know, obviously that carried over into the game. So, you know, we got a couple other guys that still, you know, have not shot the ball well. Hopefully they'll have a day like Casey had in the last one against South Dakota. And again, just see that ball go through the hoop and gain some confidence.
When you were going through those stretches where you weren't making shots, was it shot selection or was it not getting your lined up right, getting set? What were you seeing?
A little bit of both. You know, the previous game, I thought we had 5 quick ones. You know, we took a couple shots that were more heat check shots, not get you going shots. And, you know, we watched film on those and talked to our team about it. The one thing I did like, Greg, is we really did a good job getting the ball in the paint, and we're very efficient. I think the previous 2 games we were 22 of 28 and 23 of 28 inside the line. A lot of that was Derek. And, you know, guys were finding him, getting him the ball. We ran several post-up actions for him, and we need that. When that ball is not going in from behind the arc, we have to find other ways to score.
Derek's been phenomenal for you, as you mentioned earlier. I think he's shooting 82.4% this season, which would lead the nation. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. I think he had 3 games where he missed 1 shot total in those 3 games. Just, you know, his overall efficiency has been awesome. And again, our guys have done a better job of getting him the ball, and our free throw attempt rate has been really good. And we've been doing a good job getting to the line and finding a way to get some points there as well.
And you're stepping up and making those free throws, too, which that was not the case a year ago.
No, it wasn't. And, yeah, we are better there. And, you know, that first game of the year, we missed a couple big ones down the stretch. I think we missed 4 of 5, you know, down the stretch in that first one, or else we, you know, would be sitting here right now at 6-1. But there's nothing you can do about it. I think we found a way to grow from some of the things we were doing earlier in the season, and hopefully we can keep moving in the right direction.
Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. The head coach with us until the top of the hour, 402-413-2400. Let's go to the phones. John in Omaha, you're going to lead us off tonight. Good evening.
Hey, thank you, Coach. It's a pleasure. I would wonder if you could explain your philosophy of sticking around for the offensive rebound versus getting back for defense. I see so many teams today just concede the offensive rebound to get back for defense, and I'm wondering what you think about the balance of that. I'll hang up and listen on the air. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. One thing that we really try to do with, is to have a balance, and we have what we call our crash zones. So if we're under the free throw line, within the lower defensive box, which is pretty much in between the free throw lane and the three-point line, if we're within that area, we will crash. Our corner guys, the rule for our corner guys is to run back through the elbow. So if a long one comes off, as many threes as teams are shooting now, if you can get a long one, but if you miss it, your momentum is taking you back to get back in transition. We've done a pretty good job for the most part of limiting transition baskets. We got caught in the Creighton game a couple times, giving them a couple threes in transition. It's going to be the biggest key in the game against North Carolina State. They really capitalize on turnovers. If you miss at the rim, if you try to shoot one over their big, who's a great shot blocker, that really fuels their break. So it's going to be more important for that one maybe than, let's say, the last game we played, which was more of an opportunistic running team. This North Carolina State, they're looking to push the ball and attack and transition pretty much every time down the floor, and a lot of that they're trying to turn you over with the pressure that they apply for all 94 feet. But, as far as the rules, we have them as far as who's crashing, who's not, and, we've done a pretty solid job getting back and limiting teams in transition and trying to force them into a half-court game.
How's Bryce as a rebounder?
Well, he's been great. He's averaging, I think, about 7 right now, right at 7 rebounds a game. He had a couple of really good offensive ones, had to put back dunk late, had to put back off another miss as well. And then defensively, he's gotten in there and gotten his nose dirty a little bit. And, it's what you want to see out of Bryce is get in there, get physical. We're cutting out much better than we were earlier in the season. We've given up, actually, you look at our offensive rebound numbers that we've given up, I think we've given up 8 of them in the last minute and a half of games in the last 2. So for the most part, over the course of the 40 minutes in the main part of the game, we've actually been doing a much better job.
On our text line, Lloyd from Adams, how's Trey McGowan's rehab going? Has the timetable changed?
It's the same. That is pretty consistent with what Trey's injury was, which is a 5th metatarsal fracture, also called the Jones fracture. Have had several players over the years, excuse me, that have had that injury, and it's always going to be about 6 to 8 weeks. We're not going to rush him on it. His future is too important, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure he's 100%. I think he gets an X-ray, I want to say 1 week from today to see how it's healing, and then we'll act accordingly on what he can do as far as pushing himself, with more applying some pressure on that foot. But right now, he had a really good conditioning session today with our strength coach, Kurt Joseph. He's every day in the weight room with him. We sat with him, talked about how important it was to make sure this is a collaborative effort. We're all in this thing together with him, and we're going to make sure that we do things right. But, the one thing I'll say about Trey, which I've absolutely loved, is how he's continued to lead through a lot of adversity. And, his senior year could have pouted, put his head down, but he has continued to talk, continued to be very active and vocal in our huddles, in the locker room before the game, talking to players about the game plan. He's doing everything that he can. And, you talk to your guys all the time about, only worrying about what you can control. And he's doing a great job with that and continuing to be a great leader for our group.
Foot injuries pretty common in basketball, aren't they?
Yeah, it's
whether it's an ankle or
yeah, and this one especially. The worst I had, George Niang did it in the NCAA tournament, and I think we were playing as well as any team in the country. Beat North Carolina without him, and then lost to eventual national champ by 5 in Connecticut. So, it happens. Will Clyburn's another great player that I had, was the MVP of the EuroLeague last year that had that same injury. So he'll bounce back. He'll get back to 100%. I think have a long career.
How's Latz I mean, he was hurt for about more October than November, but he looks like he's about back to the
he's getting there. He did not have a lot of practice time in the offseason. Just he was battling a little bit of a back. He just had back spasms. We were very careful with him. Had an ankle injury that sidelined him for a pretty lengthy time. He's another one of those guys, Greg, that it's just a matter of time before he gets it going. And it's coming. I know that. I've seen the way he's shooting the ball. And, I've a good feeling about Latt hopefully getting going here soon.
Kobe, is that a day-to-day thing with him? Is that something you have to monitor with that
he's
back,
good. Kobe, he said it always happened to him generally one time a year. And, hopefully he's over it now. He's really been good for us and has really given a steadying force to our group, going out there playing basketball the right way and getting guys involved and moving it. And he just has a great feel. He's one of those guys that gave us continuity coming back, played within the system where we had some success late in the year, a year ago. And it's nice to have Kobe out there, not only to give us minutes at the point, but also play off the ball, which he and Alonzo have had some good moments out there together.
How is training developed and keeping guys from maybe not having back issues? That's a big thing with basketball. These big, tall fellas. Are we making progress in that area?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big part of our training is we do so much core work, and you really just try to get all those muscles to where they can handle the loads that our players have. The other thing that we feel we do as good a job as anybody is we have a sports scientist, Chris Bach, who travels with us. I think we're the only basketball program in the country that travels with a sports scientist, and he and I will meet every week and put together the training load. Our guys do what we call jump tests twice a week to see where their numbers are, and if they're fresh, maybe we'll work them a little harder. If they're really struggling, we may back off them a little bit. So Chris and I and our trainer RJ and our strength coach Kurt, we all work together as far as putting that plan together pretty much at the beginning of the week, and then we'll monitor it throughout the week based on those jump test numbers. It's just so much more scientific now, Greg, than it used to. I mean, back in the day, you used to have in the training camp, you'd have 25 days of two-a-days, and then the other days where you're playing your exhibition games. Now there's such an emphasis on load monitoring and not trying to put too much stress on their bodies, especially with the year-round training now. That's the other thing that's different is back when, we were playing when we were younger, it was, you just go out there and once you got back to school, you had a couple weeks where you played pickup ball, and then you went into your season. Now, you get the spring, you get the fall, you get the 8 weeks in the summer. It's year round, so you really have to monitor that and be careful.
Did you have a sports scientist with the Bulls?
We had a whole department there, and sports science was part of that. I think there's a little heavier emphasis here with Chris Bach and the sports science department that we have. I think he's as good as anybody in the country.
This is fascinating stuff. This is cutting edge, right? It
is. It's one of the real advantages I think that we have is to be able to monitor the bodies like we do. And I really hadn't seen anything like it until I got here. And you look at the performance lab that's right above us right now, Greg, and it really is something that I think gives us an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Will Bolt's guys were up there a couple days ago doing some stuff for their baseball team. Basketball players are notorious for just being gym rats. They want to go and shoot and play ball all the time. Do you have to lock guys out sometimes?
Yeah, we really do. We have to back guys off. I mean, it's a good problem to have when you have to slow a guy down as opposed to kick him in a butt and get him going. And, our guys generally do come in for a second session. Sometimes it's just to work on their legs and to flush their legs out. Other times it's getting in there, working on their shots, their ball handling. Other times it's coming in and watching extra film. So, we do have a group that loves the game, and that's, again, it certainly gives you a leg up when you have that.
Fred Hoiberg with us till the top of the hour. It's our men's basketball show for the week. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. This season, share Valentino's tailgater tradition with a big red double jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.99 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Phone lines are open for you, 402-413-2400. If you prefer the text, you can do that as well. We'll pass those questions on to the coach. More with him coming up.
When you choose Woodman Life, you choose a better life insurance company. Yes, Woodman Life is life insurance, but so much more. Woodman Life is here to protect your family's financial future and offer help when the going gets tough. And Woodman Life is honored to join you in the celebration of family, community, and country. Get to know Woodman Life at woodmanlife.org. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska. You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. MERS Farm Equipment in Falls City, Nebraska. www.mersfarmequipment.com. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
This year, don't just get ready. Get holiday ready with Ford. And the best place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Whether you're getting out to the mall or getting off the grid, we've got a Ford SUV that's perfect for you. Or check out America's best-selling trucks, Ford F-Series. Inventory is arriving daily, so get the season started off right and get our best offers during the Get Holiday Ready sales event at your local Ford dealer. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
This year, don't just get ready. Get holiday ready with Ford. And the best place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Whether you're getting out to the mall or getting off the grid, we've got a Ford SUV that's perfect for you. Or check out America's best-selling trucks, Ford F-Series. Inventory is arriving daily, so get the season started off right and get our best offers during the Get Holiday Ready sales event at your local Ford dealer. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
Hey Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska has been a proud supporter of Husker Nation for the past 130 years. Built on teamwork and dependability, our coverage is backed by quality service and financial strength. Let us help create an insurance game plan that works for you. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
We are back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer. 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Head coach Fred Hoiberg with us until the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. Rudy in Florida said you guys were talking about injuries. Did you ever have, he wants to know, Coach, did you ever have shin splints? And how do you treat those things?
Yeah, I did actually have shin splints. More when I was running track than when I was in basketball. But I hate whenever track started, I always seemed to get shin splints, and I hated them. They were just awful. As far as treating them, one way that I think was probably as good as any is those old paper Gatorade cups. You'd fill them up with water, you'd freeze them, and then you'd use them as like an ice massage. So you just rub them up and down your shin, and that always seemed to be the thing that helped me most.
Man, it's incredible. You blew my mind.
They're the worst, though. I hated
awful.
shin splints.
Plantar fasciitis is kind of that now with the foot. You can't walk around without feeling this intense pain.
I agree with that. And another thing you can treat with the ice cup, Greg.
Ice is your best friend when you're hurt. Just about it. You have ice baths over in the Hendricks?
Yeah, ice baths. We actually have a contrast. So we have one tub filled with hot and then one with cold. And that hot cold contrast is something, especially early in the season when practices are really hard, difficult. When I was playing, I used to always sit in the ice tub for 10 minutes on game day. I thought just really freshened up my body.
Yeah. All right, Huskers have won 4 straight. You're playing better basketball. You've now kind of ready to take the show on the road. Probably the next step is to see if you can translate this to a road game.
Yeah, and against really good opponents. Our next 4 are going to be going to tell us a lot about ourselves. Starting with this game, first road test of the season at North Carolina State. So it's going to be very tall task for our group, but I think our guys are ready. They've shown a lot, taken huge steps in these last couple weeks. We're much more efficient on the offensive end. We're taking better shots. We're moving the ball better. We're starting to understand. I thought our cutting was phenomenal the other night. Really against a pack line team. We got several back cuts for layups against them. So we're starting to figure it out and understand it. Still can get better, but when the shots aren't falling, I think we're doing a better job of getting that ball inside and especially attacking off the bounce, where we've done a good job getting to the line.
How much stock do you put into the assist category? Is that something big for you, or does it not really matter some games?
No, it is. It definitely is. Now, there's going to be certain games based on teams switching, and it's going to get you a little bit more stagnant. There's going to be more trying to take advantage of a mismatch. Southern, who switched on us, very similar to what we saw in the opening night, which we didn't expect, and we didn't attack it nearly as well as what we did that second time we saw it against Southern, where I thought Derek did a really good job slipping out to the basket, getting underneath the switch before it occurred, before it happened, and that's why we were able to take advantage of the rim so much that game. But assists have always been very important in our system. I think we had 2 years of the 5 at Iowa State where we led the nation in assists. I think the last 4 we've averaged over 18. And, we've had 18 with quite a bit of time to go, and we've made some subs and gotten some of our, younger bench guys out there. But, yeah, it is an important category, obviously, to show how well you're moving the ball.
You had 18 on Saturday against South Dakota. Lonzo had 5. Bryce had 4, and I asked you earlier about his rebounding. He's I think Husker fans are starting to see he's a really complete player. There's not a lot of weaknesses or holes in the game.
We've really been putting him in a lot more of a playmaking type role, and he's making great decisions for us. And again, it's not just Alonzo and Derek that have developed a great chemistry. I think Bryce and Derek have also gone out there and shown a lot of promise in the two-man game. Once they start taking away the roll man, he's doing a good job finding them, whether it's the shake pass or the kick pass ahead of the corner if they're helping off. And, again, for us, it's all about making simple plays. Teams have really helped off corners in the last few games, and our guys have done a good job of taking the game plan and, everything we've talked about as far as defensive coverages and taking advantage of how they played us. And that's a big part of it. I think, we're understanding better now based on how teams are playing and really creating some of those open looks.
I don't know if a lot of fans knew this. I didn't know this until about a week ago, but you just came through kind of an MTE, one of those multi-team events with Tennessee State, Southern, and South Dakota, and then yourself. Do you think that's going to continue as you move forward in college basketball?
Yeah, we're actually going to play in the Orlando, the one I think Dayton just won. The Dayton beat Kansas, and Dayton beat Belmont, if I'm not mistaken, in the final of that one. It's a great field next year that we're going to be playing in that one. And then the following year, we thought we had one. It fell through, so we're still looking at one for 2 years. The crazy thing about this, you schedule these things 3 and 4 years in advance.
Wow.
So, next year for sure we're playing in Orlando. We've got a couple that we think may develop.
So you may not need an MTE then.
These are MTEs.
Oh.
Yeah, we just happen to have a home MTE this year.
Right.
So you can
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you can do these in a lot of different ways. Last year we had a home MTE as well, and again for teams, especially with a lot of young pieces, moving parts, it's a good way to get some good home games under your belt.
You like tournament play. Basketball's perfect for tournament play.
Yeah, tournament play, it's great early in the season. I think next year it's 3 and 4 days. There's another one we played in. My first year we were in the Cayman Islands. That was 3 and 4.
Right.
We played in one in Hawaii years ago. That was 3 straight. So it helps prepare you for what to come later on down the road with the conference tournament, and then hopefully playing beyond that in the NCAA tournament.
And the quick turnaround, that's a good learning experience, too, because you're going to do that in conference tournaments and that type of thing.
It is, yeah. And, this one was 3 and 5 that we had with Tennessee State, with Southern, and with South Dakota. So it does. Again, it's just all trying to help prepare you for what's to come down the line.
Defensively, let's talk about what you've seen through the first 7 games. What are your thoughts about that end of the floor?
Well, one thing we've done is we've done a solid job protecting the paint, and that's one thing that we've tried to do is get in gaps. Part of that is we're giving up too many threes. We are getting in our gaps. We've had a couple possessions, especially in the last game, number 5, number 11, where they're 2 shooters. We had short closeouts to them. They got it going. They got confident. Obviously, Tennessee State in the first half hit 10 of them on us. We were much better in the second half, allowed 3, 1 late in the game. So, getting in our gaps, doing a good job being early in our gaps. What we call two-way help is when a guy penetrates, you're up too high, you realize you're not in your gap, you go to help, and now there's no way you can get back to your man to contest. So it's got sprinting to that ball, getting to your gap, and then getting a high early shot challenge on that contest. And we have not been great in that area. We got to improve. If we can protect the paint like we have and take away some of these threes, I think we have a chance to be a good defensive team.
Dorothy Lynch, home style, light and lean dressing, endless flavor abilities. Do you like to throw some zone out there just to give a team a different look for a possession?
We haven't played any yet. We have it. We've worked on it. And if you need to try and take a team out of a rhythm, then yes, there will be opportunity. We played actually quite a bit of zone last year. Yeah, we have gone to a zoning inbounds plays now, and then we'll match up once the ball gets in. But yeah, it definitely is something we have in our package, and we will get that out there at some point.
Yeah, because you had some really good stretches a year ago where it was very effective for you. Now I know the personnel's different this year, so maybe this group isn't as good at that, but it was pretty effective for you.
Yeah, at times it was. Yeah, the biggest thing early on when you're trying to put in, your philosophies, you want to get good at the man, and we're not quite there yet. So, we'll get to it. We'll definitely get to our zone.
The coach is with us till the top of the hour, 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. You're doing that on our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. Back with more with the coach coming up.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. For the fourth year in a row, the University of Nebraska system ranked as one of the top 100 institutions worldwide in earning U.S. patents. The NU system was granted 38 patents, and of those, 27 were awarded to UNL researchers. The result? New startup companies, jobs, and university licensed products that grow Nebraska's economy.
When you choose Woodman Life, you choose a better life insurance company. Yes, Woodman Life is life insurance, but so much more. Woodman Life is here to protect your family's financial future and offer help when the going gets tough. And Woodman Life is honored to join you in the celebration of family, community, and country. Get to know Woodman Life at woodmanlife.org. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 holiday prize lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Back inside our Acres Equipment Broadcast Center, sponsored by Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer. 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Head coach Fred Hoiberg with us until the top of the hour. 402-413-2400, the number to call or fire off a text. On our text line, Coach, Matt wants to know if you've made any decisions about redshirting anybody this year.
Yeah, you don't have to make the final call right now. There are a couple players that we anticipate redshirting, my son being one of them. Some funny kind of, and somebody in the student section asked if Sam was grounded the other day when I had at that point. But yeah, we'll, there's a couple that we're thinking about, haven't made the final call on it yet. And we'll see how the rest of the year plays out.
Okay, and you never know. Injuries could happen. You know, those things happen. All right, also on the text line, Mark wants to know about what part of the game has Coach Lenzer made us better?
Yeah, he's made us better in a lot of areas. You know, Nate, first and foremost, is player development, skill development. He's as good as I've ever been around in that area. Just does a terrific job with our guys. He's great in individual film sessions with them. You know, scouting reports. He's phenomenal as well. I can't just pick one. He is so well-rounded as a coach. We're very lucky to have him.
Got to have a lot of trust in somebody that they're teaching when you're not around, or maybe not with a certain group of guys, that they're getting the same kind of messaging as what you want them to have.
Yeah, you know, Nate and I really are tight at the hip. We've been together going all the way back to days at Iowa State, and he's such a loyal person. And he was with me in Chicago, and when he was not retained, when Billy Donovan took over, you know, he was the first call that I made to get him on board, and I'm thankful that he believed in it, and that we're back together.
You have some real positive people on your staff. I mean, Armand certainly is, Nate certainly is. But basketball is one of those games you got to fight through things.
Yeah, you have to have that, and you know I've got what I think is as good a recruiter as there is in the game with Matt. You know, Doc being around the game as long as he has, knowing the Big Ten, you know, understanding this league, being with me now for the second time. He was with us at Iowa State as well. You know, Armand Gates, you're absolutely right. Unbelievably positive, great skill development guy as well. Has a great rapport with our players. You know, Luca Virgilio is a phenomenal director of operations. Buzzy Carruthers, you know, just Matt Holtz, great in the film room, does a great job, you know, helping put scouts together. You know, so yeah, I just think, you know, up and down, top to bottom, we do have a very good staff.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office, the ACC Big Ten Challenge started tonight. In fact, we've got Iowa, Virginia on right now. 2.5 minutes ago, Iowa's up 5 in this game. It's one of the attractive things about coaching in this league, isn't it, to be a part of something like the Big Ten ACC Challenge?
Yeah, it really is a cool event early in the season like this. There's some great matchups going on this year. I think there's 2 games. Notre Dame plays Illinois, if I'm not mistaken, later, and then you know, 3 more tomorrow, and then 3 again on Wednesday early, and then 3 late. So a lot of really good matchups, and it is a fun event to be a part of.
Big Ten did not fare as well in the Gavitt games, which we were part of a couple of weeks ago. How much do we put too much into the conference stock at this, or is this a part of the building the resume for March?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's all part of building the resume, and you know, it's the importance of going out there. We had obviously the one really tough setback early in that opening night, and then the big thing is how do you grow from it? How do you respond to it? And I do think our guys have gotten better and have grown, and we're a much better basketball team than we were on that opening night. I think we've learned a lot of things. Now the next step is trying to go out on the road and continue to build on positive momentum and try to continue to play confident basketball. And again, we'll learn a lot about ourselves these next 4 games with not only NC State, but then you're at Indiana, who's undefeated. You got Michigan coming in at home in the 2 early Big Ten games, and then you finish off that 4-game stretch against an unbelievably talented Auburn team in Atlanta. So great opportunity. Good, it'll be good to see where we are and how we stack up.
We've not had you on since signing day, which you added some guys a couple of weeks ago to what will be Huskers in a year from now. Go through that group. Tell me a little bit about that group.
Yeah, really excited about our group. I just love the, what our future holds. I'll start with Blaze Kieda, the #1 junior college prospect in the country. Big man, yeah, and big, strong, physical presence, really good around the basket. Had over 30 in the national championship game for Coffeyville, which they won. They beat Casey's team, actually. Casey's team lost to the team that they beat, Cowley County, in the championship. But just a really tough physical player that does a lot of things and will really help us with his presence down low. Ramel Lloyd is a combo guard, plays at Sierra Canyon out in California. His dad, Rock Lloyd, was a great player back in the day. Yeah, played at Syracuse, transferred and played his last days at Long Beach State. Great scorer, and a kid that's really a versatile player that will fit into our system. Denim Dawson is a player that's actually going to enroll at semester, so he'll be with us in less than a month. He'll get here right after Christmas. He most likely, yeah. I mean, we'll see how things go.
Never say never.
Never say never. But Denim, he's an old school throwback type player, great communicator, talker, loves to guard. Defensively, he will really help us. Terrific athlete, finishes above the rim and can shoot it as well. So just a really complete overall two-way player that'll get a head start in his college career, joining us at semester. And then Jamarcus Lawrence is the other player who can really shoot the basketball. Plays at Roselle Catholic out in New Jersey, and a guy that just flat out can fill it up. So really excited about our class, and again, I think our future is bright.
This is a coast-to-coast recruiting class.
It is, yeah. It's a coast-to-coast team. It's really an all-around-the-globe team.
Right.
I think the only 2 guys from the same state are the McGowan's brothers that we have on our team right now. Everybody else, you got Lat from Australia, you got Oleg from Lithuania, you got obviously Keisei from Japan, and then from states all over the country. So it's just kind of how you have to do things in a state like this, is recruit from all over the place.
It's a global game now. It really more than at any time in our lives.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely a global game, and just looking back in my career, all the different guys that I had the pleasure of playing with, and fortunate to play with guys from all over the world that I still have relationships with, and it really is. You see the fundamental play of the international kids, and they just they take it to another level, and that's why you see MVPs in the NBA now with Giannis, with Jokic. International players. Doncic will be up there at some point as well. So these guys have just really made an impact on the game.
Were you able to get all of these young men who signed with you on campus this fall?
They were. Everybody was able to come on campus, yeah, and loved what they were able to see. And that's the great thing about having fans back in Memorial Stadium and having students on campus.
Well, and your Friday night event too.
Our Friday night event, which was awesome, and just experience the electricity and the support that they'll receive as a Husker athlete.
Yeah, I mean, because that was missing 12 months ago. You weren't able to do that.
No, that last recruiting class, none of them were able to step on campus. So yeah, it really is nice to have that back again.
Anything you'd like to see the NCAA tweak with the recruiting right now? I know they've opened up visits earlier in young guys' careers. Is there anything that they're still missing that would be beneficial to a student athlete?
Just to have normalcy back, Greg, is very important in our game. And, to be able to have kids come in not only to see the campus, but to spend time with the players. And, to see really if it is a fit for them. And, I think last year the transfer numbers were higher than they've ever been, and maybe a part of that was because they weren't able to have the full picture of what they were coming into. So to be able to have at least some normalcy back, to get them on campus, to spend time with the players, to see if it is the right fit, I think is a big step.
Did you take any more visits than Iowa State?
When I was going through it, I did. I went to Stanford, and my dad as a professor basically told me I was crazy if I didn't jump at that opportunity. Take the Stanford education. I went to Arizona, which was phenomenal. It was, I think, about 80 degrees when it was.
Coach Olson there?
Coach Olson was there. I think it was 5 below in Ames when I left and went on that visit, which was, very, and he had it rolling at that time as well. I did consider Nebraska for football. I, did talk to Coach Osborne a lot throughout that process just because of how passionate of a fan I was of Nebraska football. And then Danny Nee actually did a home visit in my house as well, but I didn't come to campus for that visit. So I took the 3 with Stanford, Arizona, and Iowa State.
Coach is with us till the top of the hour, 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question on our Sports Audio Hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy it online at woodhouse.com. Our final segment with the coach coming up.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 holiday prize lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use and gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
We're back on our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. The coach with us for a few more minutes. Time if you want to slip in here, 402-413-2400. Pretty good finish. Game 1 of the challenge. The Hawkeyes survived.
Yeah, crazy finish after, I think, being up 20 at in the first half and back and forth. Virginia, I think, what did he say, hit a couple threes there at the end. And then Toussaint, big shot off the glass there at the end.
Yeah, you don't see guys using the glass as much anymore. Kind of a lost art.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Tim Duncan, I think, was the last great,
he's awesome.
Yeah, great shooter off the glass. But yeah, heck of a shot, heck of a finish.
Good segue into Art in Los Angeles on our text line. Wants to know who's your favorite current NBA player and why.
My current favorite NBA player, I'm going to go with George Niang. He played for me at Iowa State. Just was such a good culture guy for us. I've got a lot of them actually playing. Monte Morris and in Denver. Matt Thomas is now playing with Chicago. Delano, yeah, obviously with Toronto is doing great. He's had a great early part of this season. Really proud of him for what he's doing. So, yeah, just always cheering for our former guys.
Fantastic. Let's head to the phones. Let's go to North Platte. And Bill, good evening. Bill, you're up with the head coach.
Hi, Coach. Just wanted to ask a quick question. As a not really good basketball player, some things are fixable, but I was curious, with all the talent you have, how hard is it to get them to play together?
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that you have to have is chemistry out there in the court, and I think we're definitely growing in that area, and you can see with the assist numbers, you can see with the way we're moving the ball, our offensive efficiency has really gone up over the past week and a half, and just really getting those guys to buy in and understand that you got to go out and play the right way in order to give yourself the best chance to win. And again, there's still times we have possessions where we need to get better at that, but overall, I think we're in a much better place than we were earlier in the year.
Bill, I'll take care of you.
Well, I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate the call. Let's go from North Platte to Nashville. David, you're up next with the head coach.
Hey, Greg, thank you. Coach Hoiberg, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, David. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm gonna date myself a little bit here. I was actually at Iowa State as a student assistant in baseball when they still had the program. I was a student assistant with Coach Randall.
Okay. What year was that?
It was 90 and 91.
Okay. My brother was on the team just a couple years before that, so.
You betcha. And so my question for you is, and I was also a tutor in with the minor sports programs there. My question for you is, with finals coming up here pretty quick, what sort of steps are you taking with the team to make sure they're taking care of business on the other side of things, not just being an athlete?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question, and very important part of why they're here at Nebraska is getting on track to get that degree. And our players have done a phenomenal job this semester. In fact, all of them had to check in today with their academic advisor, with us going on the road tomorrow, being a critical stretch coming down these last couple weeks before finals and before they get the break with the semester ending. So, they've done a good job taking care of business. We've got a few guys that have some work to do, as we always do at this time of year, but overall we're in really good shape.
You happy with the academic support you get?
Yeah, Dennis LeBlanc, I mean, he's been here for over 30 years, and Nebraska's got more academic All-Americans than any other school in the country, and I think that says all you need to know about the support that you get as a student-athlete here with academics. I think second is Notre Dame after Nebraska for academic All-Americans. Kobe was an academic All-American for us last year, and it's just such a great honor, for you to be able to juggle everything that you have to do and all the requirements with the athletics to still be able to perform in the classroom. And one of the best things these guys will do is walking across that stage and getting that degree.
David, appreciate the phone call from Nashville. Coach, we appreciate it. Give me a couple of thoughts about NC State as we wrap it up.
Yeah, biggest thing is going to be taking care of the basketball. They're going to press us for 40 minutes and getting back in transition. And if we can do those two things, then we're going to have a chance.
Probably have a finish like something like theirs. It's going to be close games.
Yeah, again, a very talented team, very long, very athletic, really shot the ball well in their last one against a talented Louisiana Tech team, and just need to come out and play complete 40 minutes.
Good. Travel safe. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
The head coach with us. Huskers back in action on Wednesday night, part of the Big Ten ACC Challenge against NC State. Tip-off at 6:15, pregame coverage at 5:15 with Kent Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen. That'll wrap up the show for us tonight. Tomorrow night, two more shows coming your way. Trev Albert's monthly show, his athletic director show, and John Cook's probably his final volleyball show of the year tomorrow night. Thanks to Tim and Andrew and all of you. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska.